Vincent Van Gogh, people told him, you can't be a great painter, you only have one ear. You know what he said? I can't hear you.
Listening to Sippin' Sports, a Phillies sports talk morning show with Chris, KJ, and Dalt. Proudly powered by 302 Birds. Let's take it to the show.
What's up, everybody? Good morning. Happy Saturday. Welcome to another episode, of course, of the Sippin' Sports podcast. Happy and proud to say we're recording live today. It's not a pre-recorded episode, so if anything breaks or happens, well, yeah, you can blame the jinx on us then. But in all seriousness, we got a jam-packed show for you guys today. We got a Penn State versus Notre Dame recap, Green Bay versus Philly preview, McCain out for the year we're going to talk about, along with Alec Bohm coming back. But before all of that, I want to introduce our guest here who's going to be joining us from the show. From BSP Media, please give me a round of applause, gentlemen, for our boy Brendan Petrilli. How you doing?
What's up, fellas? What's going on? I'm pumped. Thanks for having me on. Should be a good time. Get to rib the fellas here a little bit. The Irish, baby. We're moving on.
I mean, that was a great college football match, and I'll just let our guest take it first. I mean, we'll start with the positive. As a Notre Dame fan, I mean, that was evenly matchup, but you guys got the better end of the wishbone.
Yeah, I mean, I was tweeting along watching the game, and all of a sudden you're just like, uh-oh. Like, Penn State came out. They were playing bully ball on Notre Dame to start that football game. And you're like, we might have an issue here. But they weathered the storm. Marcus Freeman. It's interesting. I want to get your guys' takes a little bit later maybe. But, like, those post halftime walk-off interviews, I feel like the coaches give you a lot more in college football because, he literally laid out what they were going to do. He's like, we need to run the football a little bit better, and we got to tackle. And that's exactly what they did in the second half. Penn State wasn't able to really do too much on offense. You had one big play really for Notre Dame on offense that they needed where two guys fall down. And if that doesn't happen, honestly, it should be Penn State walking into this. They should have went to overtime. It is what it is. I'm not going to complain. Notre Dame's moving on, and Penn State's still Penn State, and I'm happy.
Yeah, I mean, Penn State, they did what they do sometimes, and it's sometimes they choke. But it actually, I feel like it really wasn't Franklin's fault for the most part. I feel like there was a lot of opportunities, obviously, as Brendan just hinted to. I mean, the times where the cornerbacks fell in that play. There was also the time where Singleton dropped the ball, where he had a perfect time to get a touchdown. It was right in his hands. It was a little bit of a low ball, but thrown by Drew Aller. But, I mean, besides that, though, I mean, Abdul Carter was causing havoc on defense, and that was great to see. And then, I mean, Singleton had a hat trick of touchdowns. But, I mean, when you have no wide receiving receptions, there's no way you're going to win. And the thing is, too, even though it looked like it was that close of a game, usually you just don't win with having no, performances from your wide receivers. And that was really one of the main factors that really pissed me off because we couldn't get any of the receivers going, and it just was like, I don't know where they were. It was annoying. And every time we tried to throw it to them, it was either a bad throw by Aller. Aller just could not connect with the receivers. And then Tyler Warren went down, and that was a heartbreaker for sure. So, I mean, it was a close battle for sure, and it wasn't like it was a blowout. So I'd rather take this than a blowout. But it does suck. It still is like a fresh wound that I'm still healing, I guess you can say.
Yeah,
I love your tone of voice,
KJ.
Thank you.
I fully
I woke up. That's why.
I fully blame James Franklin for this. They didn't get Drew Aller any wide receivers. He's got nothing. These guys are absolute scrubs that are out there. And it feels like I'm watching 2019, 2020 Wentz all over again with Aller out there. Aller's got all the talent in the world. They haven't been able to develop him whatsoever. He's been the same exact quarterback since they got him as a 5-star. He should be a top 5 quarterback in college football, and he should have been coming out as the number 1 overall pick this year. But he just makes stupid decisions sometimes. And he just didn't have any talent out there at wide receiver. Yeah, he's got Tyler Warren, but when they're going to double cover him all the time if that's all their only weapon besides the running backs. So I blame Franklin for that, and I also feel like they changed their strategy when they came out of halftime. They didn't look like the same team out there at a halftime. And yeah, Notre Dame made some adjustments too, but they just looked like they went soft in coverage instead of actually playing up on guys and jamming them at the line of scrimmage like they have been all year. So I blame Franklin for this one again. I think it's time for Franklin to go. They're going to be stuck in mediocrity as long as he's here. And but they won't fire him because I still see all the Penn State fans, Franklin's fine. We're going to be okay. Nothing has changed. You got to get better. The only reason they were in the playoff this year was because of the expanded postseason.
Yeah, the format. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, I agree with that for sure. I know a lot of Penn State fans that still, even with the success that we've had, I mean, going obviously to the Orange Bowl, they still don't respect Franklin. I even said this before, even if Franklin did win the national championship, I still feel like I would have still had some hatred for him. I still feel like I don't think he's the right coach for this team in general. And it's just because he just chokes. And it's just also the problem is with him, it's just you see it years ago with the Eagles. I mean, you could compare it to this. If you won a natty, that would have been awesome. But I feel like we could have maybe got rid of him 2 more years and probably get a better coach, somebody that actually can impact this team and impact this program, because it's just the same crap with him. And it's just really annoying how some people have his back. And I think it was, as Chris just said, I think it was honestly due to the format that he got to this point. And I mean, we put up a really good fight against Notre Dame, and I'm proud of the fight, but I'm not proud of the finish for sure. I'll tell you that.
Man, that one really just pulls out the heartstrings. That was fucking poetry right there, Max. See, Brendan's even cracking up. He knows, but I'll say this from an outside perspective, because I just don't watch enough. I play the video game because the video game is way better than Madden, but I don't watch it enough to claim fandom to any team, except for maybe Delaware, the Blue Hens. I do enjoy watching, but
or how about the Delaware State
Hornets? National championship.
The Delaware State Hornets.
Hey, Delaware State Hornets, but they're actually a rivalry with the Blue Hens when they're good. So that would be me switching to be a Cowboys fan. I can't do that. I respect Deshaun, love it, but I'm still gonna stick with my Blue Hens where I'm from. Anyway, point being about this game, this was one of the most evenly matched games I've watched in a long time. It was entertaining as fuck. I only got to see the second half because we were working on the blog with Nolan. But when I clicked it on, I was like, oh my God, this could go either way. And when Penn State had the ball with 2 minutes, I thought that they were going to take it. I thought the story was written. I thought KJ was going to be going crazy. Mikey D was going to be going ape. Everybody was going to be losing their mind. All my Penn State friends. That's why I wanted Penn State to win, because the majority of my friends are Penn State fans. And of course, I want to see my friends happy, So when that happened by that pick by Allard, I'm not going to lie. I had a couple glasses of wine. I was sitting there. I made a loud noise. I screamed at my TV because that's going to be one of those picks that for a QB, that's one of those plays that haunt you. So God bless Penn State. Congratulations to Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish, all the fans like Brendan and Jack and JJ Seglio. I mean, I'll say that Penn State, I think, will be back next year. I don't know how far they'll get. I think that they will be back, though.
They'll be back.
They mentioned they got a good wide receiver.
I think so.
And
their wide receiver for USC is pretty good.
Yeah, 400 yards. He's great.
Oh, that's why I just heard he's good.
So getting into our next topic here. So let's let our guest take it first as well. Brendan, we got a wild card weekend preview with a pretty exciting matchup, a rematch, I should say, of the Brazil game. Are you nervous, excited, a blend?
No, I'm not nervous. I'm nervous that I'm too confident, honestly. like that's kind of where my headspace is at. I'm trying to keep my puffing my chest out, my go birds, my excitement towards this actual team a little bit at bay, because when I do that, they hurt me. So I'm feeling really, really good about this game. I'm feeling really, really good about this next month, but we got to just see them do it on the field first. There's been some questions. People are a little banged up towards the end of the year here. Who knows with rust, all this other stuff. I think this team is rust proof. I think the way that they play bully ball, like Notre Dame and Penn State do, they play defense, they run the football. Jalen, they can make him work back in. AJ's been a little hurt. Devontae had back tightness the other day. I don't know what's up with that, but you're finally getting all your guys at least on the field, whether they're at 100% or not. That's just the way the NFL goes when it comes to the late in the season. You heard AJ say it the other day. He's like, I'm going to be out there. I'm going to be all in for this city, for my team. And I think this team should dominate. Like, that's just the way this game should go.
Yeah, I think it's going to be I mean, you could say that there are some Packers fans that are they're very confident about the Packers, and they do feel like they can come to Philly, they can come here, and they could actually surprise the world. But I feel like the Eagles know what is at stake right now. They know what this magnitude, what this moment means for the city, and I think the Eagles fans have their back for sure. I know there's a lot of pressure on Jalen Hurts. Oh, is he going to be okay coming back from an injury? Oh, he's not going to have it. Oh, he's not. His confidence is going to be down. I think Jalen's going to be fine. I believe in Jalen. I've always been a Jalen believer, and I do feel like that they got this. So I think they're going to win the game. I'm excited to see how this goes. I think it's going to be a battle for sure, and I mean, we just got to be able to contain the Packers wide receivers, because last year in the postseason, I remember watching the Packers, and when they played the Cowboys in the postseason last year, their wide receivers were dominating them. And I mean, that is the Cowboys, but still, I mean, you got to watch out for those receivers. I feel like Romeo Doubs. I'm trying to think of the other wide receiver, number 11. I'm blanking on his name right now, but he's pretty good as well. Yeah, I'm blanking on his name. Somebody
Is
will
that
probably
Watson? Is Watson 11?
No,
He's
Watson's
out.
hurt. Watson's out. So that is
I
a
didn't know what
factor
number he
for
wore.
sure. I'm trying to think his name, but I think it's like
There's
Ross.
Dobbs, there's Reed.
Not
They
Jaden
got-
Reed, right? The guy
Reed.
who
It is
tore us
Reed.
up.
It is
Yeah.
Reed.
Was that the
Not
guy
playing.
who tore us up?
Oh, he's not playing? Or what? You said
No, Watson's not
Watson's not
Reed
playing.
is, Watson's
Watson.
out.
Okay, that's what I mean. Yeah, Watson's
Yeah.
Watson's out.
Reed is the
Oh,
guy
yeah, I
who
think
tore us up,
yeah.
though, week 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
The good thing is, though, I mean, I trust in these young cornerbacks in Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell. I think they could get the job done for sure. I mean, they're very confident. We've talked very highly about both of these guys, and I think they know what's expected. So, I mean, this defense is going to come out. Vic Fangio is going to get the boys ready. I mean, they're going to be all over Jordan Love. I mean, I think Jalen Carter is going to cause havoc, and it's going to be an exciting game. I cannot wait to be down there at the link with Dalton and Chris as well. So it's going to be a blast. I cannot wait for tomorrow.
And if you guys didn't see Brendan's shirt, this man has on a great shirt. That's probably where me and KJ are going to be trying to hang out.
Yep.
I don't know if you'll be there too, Brendan, but it would be
Yeah, I'll
great
be
to
there.
see you.
Oh,
Fuck
sweet.
yeah.
All right, then
Hell
Brendan's
yeah.
going to be there too. We're all going to be there then. I didn't
I'll
want to
probably be
say
somewhere around there too. That's where I'm
Yeah.
going to try to park. But
So C6, G2,
go.
around there. We'll just be all walking around, but we'll be hanging out. So come find Brendan, come find us, come find C6. Shout out to C6, Sean Holden, and the whole crew, what they do. That's going to be insane
it down
tomorrow.
over
I've been
there.
seeing, it's like a fucking Arby's commercial right now with what those guys got. They fucking have the meats.
Well, they got
okay?
the-
Everybody's
I mean,
busting out the meats. Yeah.
They got
It'll be a
Sao
good time. It's
Paulo.
a Brazilian theme. You know,
Yep, Sao
all the
Paulo.
Brazilian food, salsa and it up a little bit. It'll be good vibes. It's always is at C6. You know, Sean, Matt, all the other fellas, they all do it right. It's a great time.
And don't forget PSG. Oh,
And
yeah.
PSG, of course, yeah. Nady, everybody. I mean, they're all the homies.
And the
yeah,
Santa.
I mean, that is one thing that the Eagles fans, I think, have as an advantage. That was going to be one question I had for you guys is, besides just a home field advantage, what else is an advantage? And I think just our fans, the way that we approach games, we're intimidating. It's like, I said it to KJ. It's good and bad. We are becoming Comic-Con now of the NFL. And I mean that with love. And there's some OGs and some guys that have been doing it for a long time that, like, every fan base has 5, 6, 7, or 8 guys that, like, they're their fan base's guys, right? That's what they do. They're super fans and, like, everybody loves them. But now there's, like, random people that are just dressing up in costumes, walking around like it's Halloween. And in a way, I thought about it. And at first I was like, what are we doing here, guys? But the more I think about it, the more I think when Packers fans come in, they're just going to not know what the fuck to think. Philadelphia, we're all demented in our mind, okay? We all think we're superheroes. We all think that we're Batman and we're going to kick your ass in the street, but we're probably not gonna. But that's what we love about Philadelphia is our blind confidence, that attitude that we have. So Green Bay, get ready for that green ass whooping. I don't know what else to call it, but man, the vibes tomorrow, it's going to be our green. And that Brazil game didn't do it justice. Like, I still think we probably outshowed. Green Bay's a good fan base too. I don't want to discredit them. Like, they're a cold weather, hard-nosed, loyal fan base. They travel well. But I bet you Philadelphia, and I remember vividly seeing a lot more Eagles and Midnight and Kelly green rather than whatever the fuck their green is. So I think that this should be a really good game. The one thing that I am afraid of is their run game. It's been solid all year. And if Josh Jacobs starts getting, the way that he did in week 1, I think that part of that was us needing to still fine-tune our defense with Vic. But part of that is also just, you got to give credit to where, like, it's just a good running back and a good system that they have. So I hope that they game plan for it.
Yeah, Matt LaFleur is probably the biggest scary thing, I think, when it comes to the Packers in this game. He's just a good head coach. He's done it time in and time out over the last few years, whether it's Rodgers, whether it's Jordan Love now. Like, this team has been able to adapt in different personalities, whoever's at quarterback, whoever they've had at running back too, right? You just flip-flopped Aaron Jones into Josh Jacobs, 2 really dominant running backs. They've been able to figure it out. It'll be interesting to see how they get their other wide receivers going. Because, Jaden Reed, right? He tore us up week 1. He's got Cooper DeJean on him now, not Avonte Maddox. So where they're going to go opposite to that is going to be the biggest takeaway. Eagles, they've started slow for most of the season here. But even if they do come Sunday, I'm still confident in this team because they can run the ball. They can take the life out of the game and keep you in it. So I feel really good about it.
Oh, geez. No, we don't. We do not.
I'm loving these comments. Now, the only dude that I would fight would be like one that's probably like 4 foot and has on a bright yellow jersey and would be cussing out all my friends. It's very hard for me to want to fight somebody. KJ's seen the one time that it happened, and we don't have to bring it up, KJ.
He didn't actually fight. He didn't actually fight, though, but it was.
He didn't actually fight, but I'm just saying we don't have to bring up who it was because I was waiting for that.
Yeah.
But it'll be a great game. I'm ready for the vibes. I'm ready for playoff football in Philadelphia. This is just the beginning of a journey, right? We all remember what that feeling was like in 2018. We had a similar feeling in 2022. We didn't finish the job, but hey, the ride to get there, it was fun along the way, right? I mean, putting up 35 plus points in each of your playoff games, that's what they did in 2022, Super Bowl included. At least 35. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty entertaining too. So it wasn't like these guys were winning in, 15-10 games or whatever, like when they beat the Falcons. So I'm expecting this to be a really good playoff run. But looking at the rest of the NFL and the NFC East, the only team I'm afraid of is the Lions. Like, I really think that the Eagles are in a good spot to actually get a Super Bowl this year. It's the one year that the Chiefs are kind of having a down year. And the Eagles need to be smart and take advantage of that. They're going to have some kind of an injury next year, and I'm not saying that like that, knock on wood, but that's just how the sport goes. When you're in your window and you're right there, seize the moment and grab it. And I really hope that they do this year.
Yeah, and we're also lucky that we don't have to see the Niners in the playoffs. I mean, they've had the injury bug, as Dalton was saying. Dalton was saying about like how the Chiefs have had like an off year. Well, the Niners had an off year, and last year they kicked our butts. I mean, they kicked our butts on my birthday. I mean, they ruined my birthday last year. That was horrible, horrific. But I mean, the way that like the Niners looked, I thought last year I was like, oh, they're gonna give us a run for our money for the next couple of years. They got the injury bug, and I mean, McCaffrey went down, Ayuk went down. and Debo just sucked this year. So, I mean, not having them in the mix is kind of shows that the Eagles could be that number 2 team, because I still feel like the Lions are still a really dominant team. They're very confident. Their fans that are very confident now too, and they're a little cocky too. But you know what, though? They kind of deserve it. I mean, they've been through it, and I mean, they've been loyal as heck. So it's going to be an interesting postseason. It all starts today too with the games we got with the AFC games. So that's going to be interesting as well. But I am ecstatic for tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be entertaining as hell.
So the Phillies are undefeated when I go see them in playoff games.
Yeah.
The Sixers have not won a playoff game in playoff games I've been to. So we'll see what the Eagles do. This is the first playoff game I'm going to for the Eagles. I don't know. Jordan Love scares me a lot. He just seems like that quarterback who's going to sit back there and pick us apart. I mean, he did pretty well against us the first time. It's different now, different defense from then. I mean, Zach Vaughn was playing his first game, middle linebacker that game. Cooper DeJean does not play. So it was a much different defense than it is now. But I feel like they're going to pull it out. It's going to be an annoying game. I'm going to be very pissed off for a large portion of this game. We're either going to be losing or barely winning, and I think they're going to squeak it out at the very end. Deflect the pass away towards the end of the game. We're going to pick, and the game's going to be over. But I think it's actually going to be a lot more low scoring than people think. I think Jalen's probably going to struggle a little bit out of the gate. Not playing for a little bit. There's going to be some rust. I know they keep saying, "Oh, he's practice. Practice is not a game, and it's not a playoff game." So he's going in straight into a playoff game. So cold weather football as well. But I think they're going to have to lean on Saquon a little bit. They're going to have to hope that they're not just stacking the box the whole time against Saquon. And it'll be Saquon. Was it his first playoff? No, it's his second playoff game, right?
Second, yeah, because we went. The Giants played us in what was it? Was the wild card or no?
He technically has a win against the Vikings, I guess.
Oh yeah, they played against the Vikings, so it'll be his third playoff game.
Yeah,
first playoff game with a good team. So we'll see how they do. But I'm excited.
Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I know Brendan's actually got to bounce, guys, because he's got to be somewhere. It's 10:30. I want to thank Brendan for joining us today, guys. Brendan, please let the people know, where can they give you a follow if they want to?
Yeah. Just Brendan Petrilli on Twitter, X, whatever, Instagram. Go subscribe to YouTube, BSP Media, doing a lot of vlogs and stuff. A lot of stuff like these guys here. So spread the love. We would appreciate it. Get the subscribers up. We'll do some probably hang out Sunday, tomorrow, do some content with the fellas here. So make sure you go check it out over at BSP Media. Tune into the Fanatic today too. I'll be on 12 to 3 with Kevin Cooney. So it'll be a lot of fun getting everybody ready after you're done listening to these guys, of course, to get you ready for this game tomorrow. I'm pumped. It's gonna be a good time.
Hell yeah, man. Guys, please be sure to give Brendan a follow. We love what he does. He's an awesome guy, and he's a Birds fan, so how can you hate that? But, hey, we'll see you tomorrow, man. Excited for it.
Yep, thanks, fellas. Have a good one.
Birds.
Thank you.
Go Birds.
Guys,
awesome.
Please, if you're on here, give him a follow, like I said. But moving along now to our next topic. So I'll let KJ go ahead and take this one first.
Yeah.
Big impact.
Oh, yeah. I was telling this to my my brother recently. I said, this is the injured Philadelphia 76ers. I mean, that's what it is. It's not the Philadelphia 76ers anymore. It is the injured Philadelphia 76ers. Just the timeline of just this team, and this goes back to maybe this could be like 10 years of just us having injuries. I mean, I think I remember the first time when I'm trying to think of the first collapse. I mean, not collapse, but the first domino to this whole injury bug that we've had. And I think it was starting with drafted Joel Embiid, unfortunately, and he was out for the first 2 years of his career. We didn't get to see him for the first 2 years of his career. And then, obviously, I mean, you hear about we are so excited for this guy named Ben Simmons, who is like the next LeBron, the next Magic Johnson, if they had a baby or whatever, and he's exciting. But then he gets injured.
Okafor got hurt his rookie year, too.
Oh, yeah, Okafor did. It was Okafor. I forgot about Okafor. But yeah, you could just think about all. You could go on. I could go on for hours, but I'm not gonna go on for hours about.
They all got hurt.
Yeah,
Every
Bolts
single
got
one of them
hurt.
got hurt their rookie year.
Yeah, it's just crazy to think of all these players that just like they just get injured. And I thought McCain. I mean, the only outlaw out of all those is the outlier is probably Tyrese Maxey. I mean, he's a guy who has not really got injured. He's been lucky with it, and he's been successful for sure. He's kind of what I was kind of telling people, like what Markelle Fultz was gonna be for the Sixers, what we thought he was gonna be. But I mean, I like Tyrese Maxey's game than Markelle's game was anyway. So that's a good thing. But for McCain was gonna be the rookie of the year. I mean, this guy went from being at Duke to scoring, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, like maybe like 10 points a game or something like that. It was lower than what he had in the NBA for sure. But then when he went to the NBA, he had this crazy confidence, and he was just able to kind of just play iso ball where he was able to shoot some threes. And I mean, he's got a good 3-point shot. It's a really nice 3-point shot. And I like his game a lot. I got to be honest, I was not happy with the pick at first. I thought the guy was not going to be focused at all. I thought he was going to be doing TikTok dances and everything like that. But then I was really wrong at first. I was very wrong, and I admit it all the time. I admit it that I was wrong about Jared McCain, and I do think he's going to come out stronger after this. I mean, I feel like this is going to help him kind of like be like, all right, you know what? This is just like a mountain I just got to go over. But it does suck because I think he would have won the Rookie of the Year. But this team right now is just so it's so annoying. I mean, I just saw an interview from Paul George last night, him saying that he's not having fun right now. And I mean, this just sucks because I thought this would be a decent kind of team to watch, especially seeing McCain and seeing how exciting of a player he is, a exciting young player. But it really does suck to see another 76er just go out with an injury like this. It's just, they stab me in the heart again, man. They stabbed me in the heart again. Used to it, though. Used to it.
This team sucks. Like,
Completely.
I'm at the point, I don't give a shit. I don't watch them anymore. I heard they lost to the Pelicans last night after the Pelicans have all their bullshit issues. Like, the fucking Zion Williamson was at Wendy's getting food and missed the team plane. Like,
really? Is that
Probably
actually
firing
true?
off a couple DMs from
I don't know if it's 100% true.
true?
I saw it on Twitter that he was at Wendy's. So, you know, the Sixers lost after that. Like, I mean,
well, they lost to Lehigh legend CJ McCollum. He dropped 38 points. Yeah, CJ McCollum.
They're so laughably bad.
Yeah,
it's just like, you know, you'll get like a little teaser. They beat the Celtics on Christmas, and I don't know if they've won a game since. They probably have, but I haven't paid attention.
Yeah.
Like, it's a joke. It's an absolute joke of an organization. It's been a joke of an organization. I mean, I don't know how many different medical staffs we've been through at this point, but I mean, it feels like it's almost every other offseason their medical staff gets fired. And yet they still get all these freak injuries happen every single year. I don't even know like what to say anymore. It's like we're completely cursed. I think Josh Harris needs to sell the team. You know, I just think, you know, there needs to be a massive change that happens with this team. And I don't see it happening.
Yeah, focus on the Commanders. Come on, Harris. Just go down to Washington, move down there, and just focus on the Commanders because we're all done. It's so annoying. Like, me being a huge basketball fan, like I can't even, like, it's hard for me to watch it now because I know that, like, they're just going to break my heart. I just know they're just going to break it. So I have to keep on looking at old highlights of Allen Iverson, a guy who just played every game like it was his last. Like, he's always going to be my favorite player and the reason why I love the 76ers for life. But I mean, the product that's right now, Embiid will be going off for 38 points one night, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh no, I'm injured. I'm not going to play. Someone poked my face." So it's like, it's just as Chris said, it's just depressing, and it sucks, man. It really sucks, and I almost like hate that I'm gonna start. Well, I'm happy though because I'm gonna do it with Dennis. but we're going to be starting a Sixers podcast. But at the same time, though, it's going to be just painful. And not because it's with Dennis. It's going to be awesome because it's with Dennis. That's going to be the main part. It's going to be awesome. But just talking about this organization right now and what's going on with them right now, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
It's going to be fucking group therapy every week. I mean, I'm going to be tuning in and just sitting there just as depressed as you guys. The only thing that the Sixers really have going for them is Maxey and McCain. Maybe it's something with players with M last name or something. Who knows? But the only thing that this franchise has going for them is that. Other than that, everyone as a fan just wants to hand in everything else that has to deal with this team, whether it's Embiid, whether it's the decision making in front office, whether it's even just, I feel like Philly's almost getting to be to a point where we're almost done with Nick Nurse too. We're just come on, let's bring the next one in. And I hate to say it like that because when Nick Nurse first came here, he actually had a lot of my respect and he still does. But I just feel like the Sixers are wasting Nick Nurse's time too. At some point, when does Nick Nurse, for his own benefit, say, okay, this is just a dysfunctional franchise. I need to get out from here. I don't know.
Before he ruins his own career.
He could.
I mean, what's the Bucks record this year? I don't know. What is it? How are they doing?
Who, the Bucks?
Yeah, Milwaukee. Are they good this year or no?
Well, Giannis just dropped 40 last night. So
is Doc still coaching there?
Doc, I believe he is. I believe
there you go. So maybe Philly's the problem. But maybe the players are the problem. See what I did there? All right. Now, this is going to be a lot of fun. Alec Bohm comes back. There are ups and downs about it. And I'll say this. Truly, truly looking at this from a bird's eye view, there are positives and there are negatives to this signing coming back. I think overall, now that I've stewed on it and thought about it, I would give Alec Bohm one more chance. I want to give him one more chance to get his attitude right because I think he understands now too. Okay, Philly fans are not going to accept this from me. I need to be better. We saw what he did this year in the offseason when he came back. He clearly put on muscle, and in the beginning of the season, we saw the results for it. He was having a phenomenal year. Then he kind of, fizzled out towards the end of the year. But in my opinion, I think bringing Alec Bohm back is more of a locker room decision. And I think that it's just one of those things where Chris said it a couple podcasts ago. Who else are you going to go get that you're really going to replace with him at this point this year? You know what I mean? Now, especially that the Phillies just waited too. He was probably our best option. He's got the chemistry. He knows the team. Maybe he can do that, what he did in the beginning of last year, at the end of next year. That would be a great time to turn it up and maybe just be average throughout the year. That would be dope. But we need to see growth in this last run, or it's not going to be good for us. And it's not going to be good for him because he's one of those players that he can't hide his emotion, good and bad. I think that there's positives and negatives to that. But in Philly, I mean, the second you show emotion, you guys know, you give us an inch, we're taking a mile.
Yeah.
Chris, there you go.
I don't know why this is a topic, honestly. He's under contract still. He was always under contract. It's people that don't understand
Was it
baseball.
Something to do with his arbitration, maybe?
Yeah, it's when you get I think it's the final 2 or 3 years of your contract. It's arbitration years, and it's the team has to agree upon the contract with them. But it's not like they can release him or anything like that. Now they could have traded him, but they weren't going to do that. It's a lot of people are oh, why did you re-sign him? Why'd you we gotta cut him? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna put? Who are you gonna put at third base? Mundo Sosa? Come on. The guy had a couple bad weeks at the end of the season. Give him a damn break after he came off an injury with his hand too. So I don't understand why people are so upset with this.
And that's for anybody that doesn't know what arbitration is. Sorry, I just put it in the comments.
You're not going to get a guy like Alec Bohm for $8 million. You're paying Max Kepler 11. And people are all pissed off at Bohm being back on it's the dumbest thing in the world. The hate has gone way too far. Sure, he's not a superstar third baseman. He's not a superstar.
He's not far off, though.
He's... I barely call him. He's a borderline star.
I mean, last year, the beginning of last year, he definitely was an all-star.
He was. And I think that's what pisses people off is like he shows flashes, but he's not supposed to be your superstar either. The ones you got to look at are Turner, Harper, Castellanos, and Schwarber, and Real Muto. Those are your superstars, and they're getting paid like superstars. Yet they don't get any of the backlash like Alec Bohm has been getting this offseason. I don't understand it. I don't. And even like guys like Brandon Marsh played like absolute dog shit last year. Guys like Bryson Stott played like absolute dog shit last year. Alec Bohm was an all-star. Like, I'm getting tired of the damn hate. Let the man live.
I think the whole thing with the hate, and I mean, I'm still not really a fan of him, and I gotta be honest. When it comes down to the postseason, and we've seen it these last 3 seasons, I keep on seeing videos and footage of Alec Bohm getting upset or at like and just getting upset in general. And it's just like we need him focused. And I want him to be good. I want him to be a great third baseman. I want him to be confident. I want like how he is in regular season. How he's a great hitter. But it just seems like he just like, and you've heard this though from like people in the locker room. He is just not. He doesn't have the maturity, it seems like, and he gets in it like he doesn't get over certain things, and you just got to move on. That's what I feel like with him. He has to move on, and that's the problem I have with Alec Bohm. That's the main problem. It seems like he just gets stuck in his head, especially when it's a postseason, and I just see him either like pouting on the side, and it's just like, dude, we still got a game going on. We need you to be focused, and that's what really just ticks me off, and I kind of get why people are kind of hating on him. I get it. Because I'm kind of with you guys, but then also I can see where Chris is coming from as well. But that's where I think it is, though. When we've had prime opportunities, especially I think the Diamondbacks series was our best that year. 2023 was our best year to actually win the World Series. I feel like even better than the Houston series, because I think we would have kicked the living crap out of the Texas Rangers. I think we totally would have. And I think a lot of the times where we kind of got in a slump, obviously, and we let leads go and everything like that, it wasn't because of Alec Bohm. There were some other things too, but I always felt like there was always Alec Bohm was just getting upset, and like we needed him composed. We needed him like ready to go. And it's just like, I don't know, because I've just heard so many things of like him just getting like upset and just like they tried, like, remember Thompson like even benched him this year, I believe, too. And it had to do with this whole maturity. It really did. So that's where it's like, this guy's not young anymore. He's like, what is he, 29 now, Chris, right? I think he's 29 at least.
Not 29 yet.
20.
I think he's 28. I thought he was 28 or maybe 27. I thought he was 28.
I don't know. I guess I don't care about the whole emotion part of it.
28.
Like,
that's what I mean.
Feel like players are supposed to show emotion. Does he get pissed off? Yeah. But nobody batted an eye when Big Papi went and smashed a fucking telephone in the locker room. Like, they're not, oh, we should trade David Ortiz. Like, it's like, I just think it's way overblown. Yeah, he throws fits on, he's emotional, he's pissed off. But I'd rather, I don't know, I'm different. I'd rather see the emotion than watch Kyle Schwarber take strike 3 right down the middle and just walk back to the bench all ho-hum like nothing even happened.
Do you think too that like he's just going to be? I think he's going to correct it. I don't think he's going to have the hissy fits anymore, because he's seen how we react on Twitter. He's seen the way that people like me and KJ and other people on the Phillies postgame show just nail him. And I think he should be nailed because he's a 28-year-old man. But you got to keep in mind, like, he's looking, or he's at least seeing some of it. I think he's a mature, smart guy too. Like, it just takes time. He's 28. He's not that much older than us. Like, imagine if you were out there missing a bit, like hitting a baseball is one of the hardest things to do, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you're sitting in front of 42,000 people. You got a certain percentage of them that are a little bit fucked up. So they're going to get creative in their insults, right? Yeah, just a little bit, right, Chris? Just a little. I hear you. Just a little percentage.
Yeah.
But you're going to have all these people booing you and screaming you. Like Chris said, you're bound to show some emotion at some point. I just think that, let me be clear about this. He's going to change the way he shows emotion. He's going to to tweak it, if that makes sense. He's not going to be, like that, like literally raging. I think he's going to be like,
Harper
hey,
does. They don't
what?
pitch him.
You're going to take a deep
true.
breath, because he even said, if you guys remember, I don't know if anyone remembers this, he said he took a new approach and that he didn't take things as seriously last year. That lasted a while. But my point is, he did actually seem like he was more mature at the bat and at the plate and could slow down when he needed to, especially that first half of the season. So maybe he puts it all together this year. I know I'm definitely rooting for him too, because he's on our team. So you might as well at this point, Philly fans. I mean, there's no point to have beef with the guy at this point. He's on your team now, so get used to him.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Disagree with you on that.
But
yeah.
What's up?
Wait, did you say you'll disagree? Why do you disagree?
No, there's people that'll disagree with you on that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
They'll be like,
no, it's true,
we
they
need
will.
to hate Alec Bohm to get him out of here, Dalton. No, guys, he's stuck here. Like, he's on your team.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Forcing him out isn't going to get his trade value up. That's the only way the Phillies are getting rid of him, is if somebody offers them what they want on trade.
And you hit the nail on the head a few weeks back, too. There was nothing better to do. This was our best option. Like, what else were they going to do that was better?
He's an all-star third baseman. He deserves an all-star third baseman return in back. You got to get an all-star, either like a bunch of really good prospects for him back, or another guy who is a all-star level player. That's what you should get for Alec Bohm. I know what he did at the end of the season, but it doesn't change the fact that he's an all-star and he had almost 200 RBIs over the last 2 years. Not many third basemen in the majors do that at all.
I mean, they did try and shop him though, and then I remember they were trying to shop him.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
They did, though.
Boris came out. His agent said they didn't shop him. His agent would know more than anybody.
Wait, didn't he? I thought they were trying to get a trade with the Houston Astros at one point, where we were trying to get Kyle.
Yeah, it was reported by fucking Jim Salisbury, who's the biggest fraud out there, who works for PHLY, who's the biggest frauds out there. So no. When Scott Boras comes out and says they weren't shopping him, they weren't shopping him, because Scott Boras knows probably more than anybody else in the majors. Like, that guy is so plugged in, almost a scary amount plugged in. So they weren't shopping him.
Just know if in the postseason next year, if we lose, and Alec Bohm is one of the main reasons that we lose. One of the main reasons. I'm not going to say it's going to be all over him. We point fingers, be like, "Oh, it's all on you." No, I'm just saying if he's one of them, and I see him doing a hissy fit, I might jump out my freaking window or something. Not like unsafe, probably like 2 feet out my window, but I'll be fine.
The reason they're going to lose this year is because their dipshit GM didn't do a damn thing this offseason.
Yeah, and they're running.
They just let Jeff Hoffman go to the Blue Jays for nothing. $11 million a year. We paid a dude $8 million a year coming off a severe arm injury with the Blue Jays. And the Blue Jays just took Hoffman and be like, yeah, we'll replace Jordan Romano with a better pitcher. Like, this dude Dombrowski's an idiot. Yeah. And he goes out and signs Max Kepler for $11 million. What the fuck are you doing?
No, I'll ask you this before we move on to the next topic. Like, us now running it back, like, is this just going to be, once again, we're going to be in the postseason, we're all going to get so excited, it's Red October, and then they're just going to shoot us and stab us in the freaking heart again. Like, this isn't
a World Series team.
Yeah.
It's not even close. It's not even, it might barely be a playoff team.
Yeah.
They didn't do any, that locker room desperately needed to change. They didn't do anything. They're bringing back a loser like Garrett Stubbs.
Yeah. And Brandon Marsh.
But here's the thing. Everyone on that team is a loser. Like, that's the thing. Everyone on that team is a loser after last year. Everyone's an equal loser. Everyone has an equal part. That's why, like, Alec Bohm coming back, I'm not that mad about it. Like, because it's like everyone fucked up. It wasn't one guy that went out. It was everyone at some point last year either had a moment where they made a mistake or in the playoffs didn't show up. It's the whole team. So at this point, like, it's a group fucking effort. Like, maybe it's management. I hate to say it like that, but maybe it is.
I think the star players need to get held more accountable by our fans.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they think that, Bryce Harper's bulletproof. And it's not that you should like boo them and like get on them heavily or anything like that, but like it's not just like Bryce Harper had a good postseason last year, but the year before that, he choked in the final 2 games. I don't think he had a single hit or something like that, or not a home run that he needed. Kyle Schwarber, same type thing. Like Castellanos, same type thing. Even though I'm pretty sure Castellanos had a good one. Real Muto's been awful. Like he's really fucked up. And Trey Turner has not been great. Yeah. These are the guys you need to keep accountable. They keep saying, "Oh, we should bring in Soto and all this stuff." What about the stars that are on your team right now that aren't producing? Why are you going to go sign more that don't produce?
Like, that's a good point. I mean, if it's already broke, don't fucking throw more money at it. I mean, that's just kind of how you go into more debt.
I mean, if you think about it too, it's kind of just like it's obviously not the magnitude of the Sixers, but you have star players. You think that everyone's going to gel together, but then they don't. And I mean, we're not saying like the Phillies didn't gel together though, but like they should have beaten the Mets in that series this past postseason. Like we should have beaten the Mets, but we didn't. And it just sucks because we keep on getting so close and we fall, and it's just we keep on looking back at it like, oh my God, what could have we done to go to the World Series, to go back there and get another shot at another title? But I mean, we'll just never know. And we just keep on seeing these other teams, like even even the Cubs getting some players and making moves. Like all these teams are making moves. Dombrowski's like known for like we hear all these stories about him helping the Tigers and helping the Red Sox. Well, then like what are you doing with the Phillies? You just keep on thinking this is going to work out and everything like that. Like we have star power, but please like change something up. We need something different. Like spice it up. That's why I'm just like I'm pissed, man. That's why with the Bohm thing, I think if you maybe moved on from Bohm or someone else, maybe I would have been a little bit more confident in this team. But I think I feel like this team's going to stab me in the heart again.
I don't know why anybody should be confident in this team right now, but
yeah,
I'm at that point where it's like, okay, their bullpen got worse. Like the team in general got worse. They didn't get better. You losing Hoffman, and they haven't brought back Estevez yet, has effectively made this team worse than what it was last year, which was a first round exit. So I don't see it with this team right now. I don't see how there's any hype around the team. I mean, people are going to naturally get excited for baseball because it's baseball and it's the off season from the Eagles, so people are going to watch it. But I'm not real excited. They have to make a move or two here before the season to get another bat here for me to get excited, and I just don't see it happening.
They have to because it's just it just sucks. It really does.
It's the same product every year, and that was why I said to Alyssa, KJ, everybody that I know that I talk about the Phillies. This was the first person I said it to right when they lost that game. I said, "Yep, I'm not going to look and root for this team the same way next year because it's just been either you invest so much, and I don't mean I'm not going to watch the team or root for them or put on a jersey. What I mean is I'm not going to get my hopes up like that again because it just takes so much out of you as a fan to really believe in a team and buy in. And it's a shame when sometimes fans buy into an organization more than the organization buys into an organization, if you guys get what I'm saying. But that's all we got for this week. Be sure to join us next week on another episode of Sippin' Sports. I want to thank KJ and Chris for jumping on here with me today, along with Brendan Petrilli. And if you guys want to find all four of us tomorrow, all three of us here and Brendan tomorrow, come hang out in the C6 tailgate. We'll be hanging out there. We'll also be hanging out in G2 with 4th and John. And wherever Chris is posted up at, we're going to go find him. So we're going to be walking all around. So keep an eye out.
It's postseason. It's postseason. It's the hunt for the Super Bowl. We got to get it. Let's go. Come on. I'm pumped. Let's freaking go Birds. I'm just so ecstatic for tomorrow. But, I mean, if they stab me in the heart like every other Philly team does, then, yeah, I'm going to.
If they lose, I think me, KJ, Chris, and every other Philly sports fan is going to end up like Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 3, right?
You got a nice
Remember when he
right
just goes
if you guys
west and he starts wearing
What's
the
up?
black
You got
Spider-Man
what
suit?
is it?
That's going to be us.
I got a nice bridge I'm going to cross on the way home if you guys want to.
Yeah, I'm sure that there might be a line knowing tomorrow with the way that if it goes like that, there would be a line, but who knows? But other than
Sirianni
that,
might be the first one getting over there too.
Oh, shit. That's all we got for you guys. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. All those little things mean a ton. And other than that, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Go Birds!
Go Birds!